Hey guys, and welcome to a battle between Vicious Satsuma in control of the forces of the Wood Elves up against Suave and his Norscan forces. Should be a really good, fun match. And I wanted to show you this replay to illustrate the importance of, or the skill, I suppose, of rushing the opponent and going for a full-on rush build. Now, interestingly enough, Vicious Satsuma has gone for an all-combat build here, coming in from the Wood Elves. It's pretty damn interesting. I'm not going to lie, I'm a big fan of this, and I actually want to try it out after watching the replay just a second ago to check out the game in advance. And in the front lines, he does have Eternal Guard, some of which are shielded as well. And in the secondary battle line, he has Dryads mixed in with War Dancers. Now, this is a pretty cool build overall, simply because it does have answers to all of the Norscan forces. You catch all the big entities, Skin Wolves and the like on the Eternal Guard. War Dancers then push in and saturate on top of the Marauders and tear them to pieces. These ladies have a very high damage output. He does also have a Branch Wraith as well, coming in with an Earthblood and Wyvern in the back lines here, as well as some more Dryads dotted around for a bit of backline protection. As for Skirmish Cav, he is still the Wood Elf, so you do need some skirmish in your army. Yeah, Sisters of Thorn, and I've raved about these guys for a very long time. Really good skirmish cav with fantastic abilities, 2 Shield of Thorns and the Curse as well, gives them fantastic battlefield control. He also has 1 unit of Wild Riser's Shield, and a Glade Lord, the male version for once. Pretty interesting to see this guy in action instead of the Glade Lady, simply because he comes with some different toolkits. He does come with Helm of Discord and Deadly Onslaught. So the Helm, of course, one of the most powerful items in the game, big air effect nuking the opponent. Now for the forces of Norscans who are going for this rush I was explaining earlier, in the front line he does have a ton of Marauders dotted all the way along, cheap, cheerful, shielded, great damage dealers as well, and then he has quad Skin Wolves just behind. So this is basically going to be a battle of who can get the right engagement. He needs to get the Marauders on top of the Eternal Guard and avoid the War Dancers, and get the Skin Wolves on top of the War Dancers whilst avoiding the Eternal Guard. So going to be pretty interesting to see how that does go. Lots of micro going to be in play here. He does have Wulfric for his Lord as well, of course coming with the Boat and Hunter of Champions. We have a Shaman Sorcerer of Death coming with Purple Sun, Spirit Leech, as well as the Scrolls, and a nice Skirmish Corps as well. Beast of Tashnart on the right flank with some Marauder Horsemen and more Warhounds. The RR ones, of course, do have that bonus versus large, making them pretty damn potent. He has double Marauder Horsemen on the other flank, as well as some more Warhounds as well. So very micro-intensive battle. Let's get this underway. So some early engagements are going to go down here. Beast of Tashnart have been caught out by Dryads, but for the rest of the battle line, there is some incredible micro here coming in by Suave, as these Skin Wolves manage to thread the needle through the battle lines and hop on top of the War Dancers, allowing the Marauders to get their perfect engagement up against the Eternal Guard. He does slip up over here slightly. The Skin Wolves cannot be engaged, so he does decide to lay down a boat, which wipes out 2 units, which is ridiculous value. Wulfric already up to 83 kills, and the battle is looking pretty tasty, but Vicious Satsuma, an incredible player himself, does swoop in with the Glade Lord, who has been Spirit Leeched unfortunately. Big Helm of Discord has come down, which is certainly going to help out all the nearby forces. You can see the Skin Wolves are paying for it dearly. Wulfric is holding a firm. Hunter of Champions placed on that Glade Lord. Now in the front line, some of the Skin Wolves have been forced back here. Lovely play by the Sisters of Thorn to help win this side of the battle for the Wood Elf forces. But all along the battle line, it's gone very well for the Norscans. The Purple Sun is popped on top of his own Lord, just to try and break down the War Dancers and Eternal Guard. Lovely Shield of Thorns, though, is counteracting this. But it looks like the Lord has been trapped here. Skin Wolves are popping from all directions. And it looks like, for the most part, the Norscans have won the skirmish engagements, forcing Wild Riders down to the edge of the battlefield here. And, yeah, managing to get pretty good map control overall. Now, some of the Marauders are being forced back all around the battlefield. Eternal Guard are holding the line relatively well. They won't win that engagement, but they can hold for a decent amount of time. But the back line was just completely flooded here. Sisters of Thorn desperately trying to protect this Glade Lord, who is now being hunted down by Marauder Horsemen, Skin Wolves, as well as Wulfric himself, who can probably turn and help out in this main battle line. There's going to be Beast of Tashnart returning to the field as well. Shaman Sorcerer of Death in a little bit of trouble here, surrounded by Eternal Guard as well as the Branch Wraith here, who's a relatively decent melee combatant. Sisters of Thorn have been terrified away by Wulfric, and unfortunately for Vicious Satsuma, this Glade Lord is going to get chased off the field. There's simply nothing left quick enough to chase down these nasty hounds and horsemen and the like, who will force him off the battlefield. And with him gone, you can see the bounce power is crazily in the favour of Norscans. Super quick into battle. It's only been 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And this has just been a fantastic demonstration of the power of a good rush build and picking your targets and managing to get on top of them. So it looks like the Shaman Sorcerer was dealt almost a killing blow there, was forced off from the battle, but army losses do set in with that Glade Lord fleeing in an incredibly quick blood and thunder affair. So let's do a tiny bit of analysis on that game, as it was pretty damn crazy. So as I stated during the game, the whole kind of key, I suppose, to whoever was going to win this battle was getting the correct engagements. And when you go in for a rush build, especially kind of rush on rush, it is incredibly hard to get that, as everything is happening very quickly. So you do need good micro to try and pull off a build like this. However, getting the Marauders to bog down the Eternal Guard and drag those guys down, you can see them not getting too many good kills, to be honest, at all. And then getting the Skinwolves to thread the needle through those lines and hop on top of the War Dancers. You can see 8, 4 and 25 kills. These ladies certainly did not pay for themselves. If it had been the other way around and these guys got on top of the Marauders, they would have torn them apart, and the Eternal Guard can eventually drag down Skinwolves. However, as I said early on, I'm actually a big fan of this Wood Elf build, and I certainly want to try it out. I think he just got the wrong engagements at the wrong time, unfortunately, and even when he did manage to get some good engagements on that right-hand flank, Wolfric came in with his ridiculous boat, wiping out 2 units in one strike. It was pretty ridiculous stuff overall. And guys, hope you did enjoy. If you did, please feel free to subscribe. We're getting very close now to the 750 mark. Actually, by the time this is out, we may reach it, but we're getting very close, you know, to getting some of our new goals, trying to get to 1,000 subs before the end of the year and all that good stuff. Feel free to like the video, comment on the video. I do reply to all comments. It takes me a little while to get around to them. I tend to do them in batches. And if you want to send replays into me, get involved in tournaments and that I host, King of the Hills, all that good stuff, there's a link to my Discord just down below in the description. Anyway guys, until next time, peace, and as always, stay awesome.